A light was coming from the doorway of this famous cathedral, a doorway I'd never noticed before. I'd been inside and looked at all the Renaissance art many times, and I'd had many a languorous afternoon over coffee and snacks in the San Giovanni e Paolo Campo. And again, I didn't know this doorway existed. I didn't know what it was. So I went in, and an elderly man was sitting at a desk near the entrance, and he was greeting people, and there was this beautiful young American girl helping him, and he was showing off his works of art. And it was easy to see that this was just a temporary exhibit, and that the gentleman was the painter, and that he had a certain weakness for beautiful young American girls. In addition to selling the large and beautiful Venice scenes framed and hanging on the walls, the Signore was offering posters for 10 euros each. The poster showed in full color a rendering of the Santa Maria della Salute, a very famous, beautiful cathedral right on the Grand Canal. And below it was the Signore's signature, Roberto Morelli. All of his works were local scenes, and they were sort of more modern than representational, even though it's kind of abstract, but with a wispy touch of Turner in there somewhere. So I was doing my best to hold up my end of the conversation in Italian with the old maestro, and soon he said, "Why don't you name a favorite place in Venice and I will draw it for you?" So I suggested a couple places, and he didn't buy into that. He really wanted to draw another picture of the Santa Maria. So he took this marking pen, and on one of his posters he drew yet another image and signed his name and handed it to me. And I was sort of taken aback, and I said to the girl in English, "Does he want me to buy this?" She says, "Oh, no, it's a gift." He's quite thrilled that you make the effort to speak Italian. So I went home and I showed it to Susan. It was quite a big piece like this, and it was all rolled up, and I said, "But it's very sweet of him, but I don't know if I'm going to bother taking it home because it won't fit in the luggage and it'll be inconvenient to carry, and my house is full of art anyways." And she looked at me like I'd suggested stepping into an open fire, and she pointed to the wall opposite her, and I looked up near the top, and there were several of Signor Morelli's paintings in oil, and she reminded me that he was a very famous and revered local artist, Roberto Morelli, and that he had his own gallery right in the La Fenice district, right next to the La Fenice Hotel and across the street from the famous Opera House. I came home to Vancouver, I had the poster pressed and framed, and it's up there in my hall, and it's one of my prized possessions. Pickle. Be open to all the surprising possibilities, and do not look a gift painting in the mouth.